Hi there, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the title, we're talking about water, the staff of life. But before we get started, please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload new videos, and smash the like button. And always remember, this is a segment we call Eat for Strength. And make no changes unless you consult your healthcare provider. And this is also for those who have kidney and heart problems. You are not going to be able to do this. So you really are going to have to stick with whatever your healthcare provider has said for you. But for the regular rest of us, this is for us for educational purposes only. All right. So let's get started. Water. Do you know that 8 glasses of water a day can keep the fat away? I gotta start drinking 8 glasses. No, for real. I gotta do better. I used to do better, but I'm not doing so good right now. Water suppresses the appetite naturally and helps the body metabolize stored fat. So listen, when you're hungry, drink a cool glass of water rather than going for the craving, all right? Studies have shown that a decrease in water intake will cause fat deposits to increase, while an increase in water intake can actually reduce fat deposits. Here's why. The kidneys can't function properly without enough water. When they don't work to capacity, some of their load is dumped into the liver. One of the liver's primary functions is to metabolize stored fat into usable energy for the body. But if the liver has to do some of the kidneys' work, it cannot operate at full throttle. As a result, it metabolizes less fat. More fat remains stored in the body, and weight loss stops. Drink enough water is the best treatment for fluid retention. You think, oh, I got fluid retention, I'm not going to drink any more water. It's the best result. When the body gets less water, it perceives that it is in threat to survival and begins to hold on every drop. Water is stored in the extracellular spaces, meaning outside the cells. This shows up in swollen feet, legs, and hands. Diuretics offer a temporary solution at best. They force out stored water along with some essential nutrients. Again, the body perceives a threat and replace lost water at its first opportunity. Thus, the condition quickly returns. The best way to overcome this problem of water retention is to give your body what it needs plenty of: water. Only then will stored water be released. If you have constant problem with water retention, excess salt might be the blame. Your body will tolerate sodium only in a certain concentration. The more salt you eat, the more water your system retains to dilute it. But getting rid of this unneeded salt is easy. Just drink more water, and it is forced through the kidneys and takes away excess sodium. But I think the best way to do it is reduce your sodium intake as well. Remember, it's in everything. We talked about sugar, but make sure you don't add salt when seasoning your food if salt's already been added. And the best way to get to a point where you can understand how to do that, just fast a few days, and it'll help you not need the salt as much. The overweight person needs more water than a thin one. Large people have large metabolic loads, metabolic loads. Since we know that water is the key to fat metabolism, it follows that overweight person needs more water. I'm sorry, I messed up that. But listen, this is what I hear you do. You take your weight, divide it in half, and that number is the number of ounces of water you need a day. So if you were to weigh 150 pounds, then what you would need to do is divide that by 2, and I think it comes out to like 75 ounces, okay? Something like that. So divide your weight in half, and that number is what you need to drink. Water helps to maintain proper muscle tone by giving muscles their natural ability to contract and by preventing dehydration. It also helps to prevent the sagging skin that usually follows weight loss, shrinking cells. And you know what? I found on this fasting program, you can check him out. I think it's a healthy alternative. They do a lot of fasting. You can check out his channel. And people drink a lot of water when losing weight, and most of them never have the sagging skin. So I think that is interesting. All right. Water helps to get rid of the body's waste as well. During weight loss, the body has a lot more water to get rid of all that it has metabolized fat that must be shed. Again, adequate water helps flush out waste. Water can help relieve constipation. When the body gets little water, it siphons what it needs from the internal sources, the colon being one of the primary. And so if you're suffering from constipation, which is something we could talk about, because I grew up suffering tremendously from that. But if you're suffering from constipation, you need fiber, but with fiber without water, you're going to have a plug problem. So you got to have lots of water, okay? So let's talk about the results. Constipation is one of not having enough water, but when a person drinks enough water, normal bowel movement returns. So far, we've discovered some remarkable truths about water and weight loss, right? The body will not function properly without enough water and can't metabolize stored fat efficiently. Retained water shows up in excess weight. To get rid of excess water, you must drink more water. Okay, drinking water is essential to weight loss. How much water is enough? On an average, person should drink 8 glasses of water every day, but like I said, that's like 2 quarts. But if you are kidney problems and have heart problems, that's not going to work for you. You can't do that. So, however, the overweight person needs an additional glass of water every 25 pounds. But the best way to figure that out is take your weight and divide it in half, okay? The amount you drink would also increase if you exercise briskly or if the weather is hot or dry. So water should it should be cool, not cold or hot, but especially if you're exercising, it absorbs more quickly than warm water. But warm water is best for your system. So when you wake up in the morning, drink your 2 cups of warm lemon water or whatever, but it should be room temperature, okay? Not ice cold, but cool if you're exercising. And you can get water toxicity. You can overdo water, and that can be detrimental to your health. All right. So water I said that when the body gets enough water, it needs, it functions optimally. Its fluids are perfectly balanced. And when this happens, you have reached your breakthrough point. All right. So I think that's an interesting thing about water that we need to know and understand. But I want to read you something. I can't even say this doctor's name, so I'm going to put my references in the description box, okay? But this was interesting. This was during the 1979 Iranian Revolutionary War. And he got arrested with many of his families. He was a political prisoner, okay? This doctor was. And when he was in the prison, somebody was sick and he had a peptic ulcer. And his condition deteriorated that he couldn't even walk. So what this man was doubled over in pain, it says. And so what this doctor did was because he had no medicine or anything. So what he told him to do was to drink 2 glasses of water. Within minutes, the man was pain free. I'm just telling you. So then he instructed him to drink 2 glasses of water every 3 hours. He was absolutely pain free within 4 months, being 4 months on his block, and the ulcer was gone. So listen, the prison guards started seeing what this guy did, and so he started being used now for free. Most people have been executed in the prison that he was in, so he thought that was going to happen to him since he was a political prisoner. But like I said, they were going to use him to their benefit. So now he finds himself to the point where he becomes the prison doctor, and when it's time for him to be released, he voluntarily stayed there because he had started testing people with this water theory. All right, so during his 2 years and 7 months of imprisonment, he said, I continue to ponder water ability to relieve pain. I use it successfully to treat stress, which I also discovered contributes to thirst in the body. The relation between dehydration, stress, and disease conditions had no precedence in modern and science-based medical teaching. So I determined or attempted to develop a scientific program. So now he's going to do the balancing, testing this group against that group. Even though his captors offered to release him 4 months early, he stayed to complete his research. Okay, so he became the main editor in a journal in 1983. This was after he was released, and was also published in the New York Times. And in 1987, he said, I presented my findings of water pain relieving properties as a guest lecturer at an international conference for cancer research in Greece. This article of pain was published in a journal of anti-cancer research in 1987. In 1989, I was asked to participate in the third Interscience World Conference on Inflammation. And all of this, he's saying that he gave his findings about how water reduced pain. So I think that's interesting. So let's try this. Let us all, at least if we're able to, try drinking water. I know it helps with hunger. When you're hungry and you're tempted to get that snack, drink water. Drink a cup of water, drink 2 cups of water, and that will go away. Because most times when we think we're hungry, we're really thirsty. Okay, so I think this is an interesting point that this doctor proved while being in prison with people, that he used water to help them alleviate their pain and suffering. So I think that's interesting what we've learned about water today, and I pray that you were benefited, and I think we'll continue to explore different things like this in our Eat for Strength series. But until the next time, may the grace and peace of God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ be with you all until we meet again in the next video. Shalom.